gully, quarter to quarter, bumper to bumper, throughout this great land of ours, whether by planes, trains, or automobiles, all roads have led here tonight to beautiful Berkeley Springs. Did you know that Berkeley Springs has two things over the years occurred in this town that this community is known for? The first thing is, did you know that Berkeley Springs is listed as one of the 100 best art towns in America? I bet you didn't know that. Did you also know that Berkeley Springs is home to the Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting Event? It's the largest and longest running water tasting event in the world. Who knew? Well, now there's three things. In addition to those two, Berkeley Springs is now home to the Covey Pro Hall of Fame ceremonies. Let's give Covey Pro a big round. Let's go to the video for our first inductee tonight in the Covey Pro Hall of Fame.
The man has got one of the biggest hearts I've ever encountered. In pro wrestling, you encounter a lot of big egos. Charlie Brown has the biggest heart.
He means so much to Covey Pro. He's such a big member of this family, and he does so much. He's so many things to so many people in Covey Pro, and nobody deserves it more. Like I said, it is truly an honor to see him go into the celebrity wing of the Covey Pro 2014 Hall of Fame. Mr. Charlie Brown, you deserve it, sir.
Charlie Brown, probably one of the best. No, let me start. He's the #1 Covey Pro fan. I mean, he's been here for every major moment in the company history. When Joe won the belt, when I won my first tag team title, when I won my first television title. Charlie Brown has been here for all of that. I mean, just an amazing fan, a guy who puts his heart into the company almost as much as a guy who works for the company.
It is with great pride and honor that Covey Promotions officially welcomes Mr. Charlie Brown into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame class of 2014.
I now would like to introduce Mr. Brown's inductee. A little bit of ace will do. Covey Pro Hall of Famer and former Covey Pro heavyweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, Big Ace Montana!
Charlie Brown is, he's not my friend. He's my family. And I love this man so much because, man, I'm telling you guys this. What we do every night on the weekends, when we can get, opportunities to showcase what we do best. To meet guys like this on the road that still have such a passion for professional wrestling at any height, If you've been to the top, you've been to the bottom, in between all that, the man loves it. He doesn't care, what you've done in the past, man, but he truly is. And I talked to him, and when someone cries, you want to cry. It's just when you love him so much. And I told him, I said, Charlie Brown, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. I said, if a man can go home at the end of every night, no matter if he's a wrestler, a construction worker, a truck driver, a teacher, or a doctor, he can lay his head down at the end of every night knowing in his heart that he's a true man. Knowing that he did everything he could that day, not the next week or the week before that or the week prior. That day he did everything he could to help somebody. That man is a real man, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know if y'all want to see my beautiful face up here anymore, but I am really want to see what this man has to say. And please videotape as much as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, way down from downtown, Bad News, Charlie Brown!
Everybody always picking on me. Why is everybody always picking on me? Who's always writing on the wall? Who's always moving in the hall? Who's always doing spitting balls? Guess who? Yeah, you! Who walks in the classroom cool and slow?
Hola, soy Juan Antonio Acevedo y esto es Covey Pro Wrestling. Disfruta de la acción inigualable de la lucha libre sábados de mediodía a la 1 de la tarde, solo por LA TV.
Hello, Covey Pro Nation. This is Big John Green. Hey, have you ever thought about becoming a professional wrestler, a referee, a ring announcer? If you want to get in on the action, come on down. Give us a call at 304-298-2192 or 240-421-1938. Join us at our Covey Pro Dojo for training for you to become a professional. We're located right behind the Earth Dog Cafe on 522 in beautiful downtown Berkeley Springs.
Hola amigos, soy Adriana. Y si tú eres un empresario, este mensaje es para ti. Covey Pro Wrestling está cambiando la cara del entretenimiento. Cada semana le traemos no solo la mejor acción dentro del ring, sino también coberturas sobre todos los eventos más relevantes en el área y entrevistas exclusivas que no verán en ningún otro show. Los invito a que formen parte de la revolución del entretenimiento y promocionen sus productos con nosotros. Llámenme para platicar de nuestros paquetes introductorios. La información está en pantalla. La revolución del entretenimiento ya empezó. No te quedes afuera.
I never dreamed in all my life, especially in my old age, that I would be standing here in the lap of greatness. I mean, I'd just like to thank Covey Pro, the wrestlers. They do a great job out there. I mean, they put their life, their bones on the line. They put it on the line every night. And, well, I've been involved with Covey Pro for the past 14 years. I've seen it all. I've seen it all, but I'd like to thank my wife, Debbie, for being here tonight. Thank you, dear. 35 years, boys. I mean, hey, she has to be some kind of Wonder Woman, I guess, put up with me. I mean, hey, I'm not the easiest man in the world to put up with, baby. I'd like to thank my daughter Betty. Thank you, dear, for being here. My son Lonnie, you big ugly devil. I mean, hey, Daddy, hey, doesn't matter, son. Your daddy still loves you. I'd like to thank my beautiful daughter Donna for flying all the way from Seattle, Washington, to be here with her daddy tonight. I gotta tell you, when I first found Covey Pro, it was in a little town of Paw Paw, and I mean a little town of Paw Paw, boy. I mean, if you blinked your eyes and you went to sleep, man, you would have gone through that thing. You really did. But hey, it's a quiet little town, a beautiful little country town, and that's exactly what it is. Okay, I saw my first wrestling match ever, front row. I got to tell you this. I'm going to just single out 4 very special people that means the world to Charlie Brown. Okay, this first guy come out, I've heard of him. Good wrestler, bad wrestler, you know, and when this guy come out, man, I mean, hey, he was as big as a mountain. I mean, he looked like the oversized Rock. Eyebrow cocked, pie eating, jabroni beating. I mean, he was ready to go, you know. And I had no idea, right, who this guy was. Hey, good wrestler, bad wrestler. So when he come out, I stood up to shake his hand, right? And what's he do? Goes like this. So I figured, well, I got to give this guy the business, you know, because he got to be a bad wrestler, right? Instead, he come over, he picked me up, he bear hugged me, he put me down, he said, I'm glad to see you here tonight. So I knew that right then and there, I had to keep coming back. And for 14 years, I came back, and I call up this guy on special occasions. I call him up on his birthday. I wish him happy birthday, you know. And all of the occasions. I love him. I mean, hey, he's my brother, and there's nobody like him. He's big. He's an oversized Rock, but he's my brother, Big Ace Montana. Now, this second guy, I'm going to tell you about, I never did know this dude from a man in the moon, right? I told him my real name, and he told me his name and who he was. The next time he seen me, he must have got shell-shocked. He must have got hit in the head or stepped on a landmine over in the Gulf because he forgot my name. He did. He forgot my name. So he called me Charlie Brown. So that's where I got my name. And Charlie Brown's my late brother who passed away. I miss him so much. And if he would have been here today, wow. But this third guy, I got to tell you about this third guy now. He's the man who made Charlie Brown famous, you know. I mean, my wife and I, we went the first time I saw him. He come out, got a little hip movement, you know, a little hand movement there. Oh, yeah, hey. Beautiful. I mean, this guy here, he can be anything he wants to be. If he wanted to be a president, well, that's cool, man. He could do it. If he wanted to be a fashion model, let her rip, baby. But he could do it, right? And my wife and I, we went Christmas shopping in Winchester, right? And these two beautiful women walked up to me. And that one said, "You're Charlie Brown from Covey Pro." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm Charlie Brown." I looked over at my wife and she goes like this. And she said, "Charlie Brown, can I have your autograph?" Well, I've never been asked for my autograph, man. I mean, only on a parking ticket or a check or bill, something like that, right? And she come up to me, and I said, "Well, yeah, honey." I said, "Do you have a piece of paper?" She said, "No." She said, "You can sign this." She went like this. I ain't seen nothing like that, not even as a baby. But hey, Charlie Brown was not embarrassed. My wife was, her face was couldn't have fried a complete breakfast for him. Right? And so, hey, here I am, boy, Walmart, so everybody gathered around. Like Charlie Brown, picked it up like this, then I signed her name, and I said, with love, Charlie Brown, Covey Pro. Her girlfriend said, it's my turn. I said, all right. I was not embarrassed one bit. Charlie Brown did not get embarrassed. Yeah. And all the way home, man, I heard, what is the matter with you? Have you lost your damn mind? Are you crazy? I was embarrassed. Yeah, what? I said, honey, I'm a celebrity now. She said, yes, celebrity. She said, well, celebrities sleep on the couch. I said, can I have a pillow? I said, can I have a pillow? Right? You gotta give it up. And the second time we went, Hagerstown it was, Walmart's, boy. And here come another gorgeous creature up to me. She said, you're Charlie Brown. And my wife says, that's it. I'm a hell of it. She left Charlie Brown. Oh, man.
You're going to sleep on the bed tonight.
I'll never leave town without that. She said, Charlie Brown, can I tell you something? I said, yeah, baby. I said, you can tell me anything you want. She said, you're much, much better looking in person than you are on TV. Do y'all want to know what I told that woman right there in the store? Yeah! The buffet is closed! I told her, I said, the buffet is closed! The store went up. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much. I love you. In the immortal words of the late great Red Skelton, good night and God bless. Good night.
Charlie Brown!
Hola, soy Juan Antonio Acevedo y esto es Covey Pro Wrestling. Disfruta de la acción inigualable de la lucha libre sábados de mediodía a la 1 de la tarde, solo por LA TV.
Hello, Covey Pro Nation. This is Big John Green. Hey, have you ever thought about becoming a professional wrestler, a referee, a ring announcer? If you want to get in on the action, come on down. Give us a call at 304-298-2192 or 240-421-1938. Join us at our Covey Pro Dojo for training for you to become a professional. We're located right behind the Earth Dog Cafe on 522 in beautiful downtown Berkeley Springs.
Hola amigos, soy Adriana. Y si tú eres un empresario, este mensaje es para ti. Covey Pro Wrestling está cambiando la cara del entretenimiento. Cada semana le traemos no solo la mejor acción dentro del ring, sino también cobertura sobre todos los eventos más relevantes en el área y entrevistas exclusivas que no verán en ningún otro show. Los invito a que formen parte de la revolución del entretenimiento y promocionen sus productos con nosotros. Llámenme para platicar de nuestros paquetes introductorios. La información está en pantalla. La revolución del entretenimiento ya empezó. No te quedes afuera.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
Right away, instant fan favorite. You know, the people loved him, especially in Berkeley Springs.
It's not a gimmick. The guy's actually, he's not right in the head. I mean, there's something there, but he puts on a great show, and he put on a great show long before a lot of us were here at Covey Pro.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy.
And he come out with that happy, happy, joy, joy song. You know, it just brought the fans to the feet. He was a consummate entertainer in the ring, great guy to work with, and he was also a very positive influence in the back in the locker room.
He was always willing to go to the extra level to entertain, and that's the one thing that I really admired him for. Had a lot of fun with him. He was just a really good guy, and the kids loved the dude.
Krazy T is incredible, and absolutely, Krazy T, congratulations on the Hall of Fame.
It is with great pride and honor that Covey Promotions officially welcomes Krazy T into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame Class of 2014.
Current Covey Pro superstar, Eric Krazy Shea.
Wow, there's a lot of people out here. This ain't my scene. I don't have a tie, no blue tongue. I'm feeling kind of naked. But that's okay. I'm just saying that's okay because I'm feeling naked. I'm envisioning all you guys in your underwear, so take that. So let's get this done and over with because I have been all week. I wrote a 3-page book basically on Krazy T, and I got out of the door and I just couldn't do it. It's not me. I'm not that guy. Krazy T ain't that guy. And as for you in suits out here that look like you're that guy, you guys aren't that guy either. So let me put it like this. The one time, you know, I've really had fun in this business and I've had somebody by my side that I could have as much fun with as I'm having, it's really hard to find a good tag team partner. But the one that stands out that I've had the most fun with has to be Krazy T because, well, he is just a little bit crazier than me. He's the only guy I know that can sit in the back, and you know, we're talking out of match, or I thought we were, but this guy was talking to himself. So I had an absolute blast as we've been through. I mean, it was 6 years ago tomorrow at All or Nothing 2 when we won our first tag team titles together. I can't think of a better guy to get started with and to start my journey in Covey Pro. And it is my honor, it is my pleasure, and I do this with the most humble gratitude for helping me along. I would like to introduce to you Covey Pro Hall of Fame, my tag team partner, the one and only Mr. Krazy T.
Here he comes! Here he comes! This is a song about being happy. That's right. It's the happy, happy, joy, joy song. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I don't think you're happy enough. That's right. That's right. I'll teach you to be happy. I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Now, boys and girls, let's try it again. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy. Listen, you ain't the granddaddy of all liars. The little critters of nature. They don't know that they're ugly. That's very funny. A fly marrying a bumblebee. I told you that shit! But you didn't believe me! Why didn't you believe me? Well, that's pretty. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, 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 joy, joy, joy.
That one ain't on.
This thing works.
It's the other one.
It's the other one.
Yeah.
Test it. Okay, what am I doing here? I see all kind of pretty people. Hi. Oh yeah. Oh baby. Ooh, pretty people that way out of my league. More pretty people. Camera fronts, I never understood that. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Okay, so Pete, stay still. This is Pete.
Yeah, that's it. You talk to it.
He's my buddy. Interesting story how Pete come about. We're working down south, and hold on, I'll catch up. There's not a time limit on this thing, is it? Okay, we were working down south, and we had this match. Me and my real brother, my biological brother, Mark Reaper, and Pete was supposed to have a spot in the match. He was supposed to be involved somehow. And in all my excitement, I left him in the dressing room. So when you can't do anything, so we're out with the fans, and I'm jumping up and down, and I'm doing my whole deal, and I realized there's no stick. So I run up to my brother, I was like, brother, we got a problem. He's like, what's going on? I said, Joe, where's the stick? And he said, what stick? I said, the kendo stick. He said, why? I said, we need him. He said, well, you better go get him. How am I going to do that? It's kind of the thing, if you go out to the ring and you're out in front of the fans and stuff, you don't run back to the dressing room. Although I did it once because I really had to pee. I come out with toilet paper strung all out my pants leg or my top of my shoes. And it was funny until I saw the video. So I was sitting there, I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And my brain's all, well, like my brain all is. And he was like, Pete. I just watched that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou movie. I don't know if anybody ever seen that movie before.
Yeah.
And he was like, they loved up Pete and turned him into a horny toad. And I was like, that's it. Mark, where's Pete? And Mark goes, who's Pete? He wasn't in on it, apparently. And I was like, the kendo stick. He's like, I don't know, but you better go get him. So that's where Pete came from. And he has a brother named Repeat.
Hola, soy Juan Antonio Acevedo y esto es Covey Pro Wrestling. Disfruta de la acción inigualable de la lucha libre sábados de mediodía a la 1 de la tarde, solo por LA TV.
Hello, Covey Pro Nation. This is Big John Green. Hey, have you ever thought about becoming a professional wrestler, a referee, a ring announcer? If you want to get in on the action, come on down. Give us a call at 304-298-2192 or 240-421-1938. Join us at our Covey Pro Dojo for training for you to become a professional. We're located right behind the Earth Dog Cafe on 522 in beautiful downtown Berkeley Springs.
Hola amigos, soy Adriana. Y si tú eres un empresario, este mensaje es para ti. Covey Pro Wrestling está cambiando la cara del entretenimiento. Cada semana le traemos no solo la mejor acción dentro del ring, sino también coberturas sobre todos los eventos más relevantes en el área y entrevistas exclusivas que no verán en ningún otro show. Los invito a que formen parte de la revolución del entretenimiento y promocionen sus productos con nosotros. Llámenme para platicar de nuestros paquetes introductorios. La información está en pantalla. La revolución del entretenimiento ya empezó. No te quedes afuera.
No matter what happens, you have to be yourself. You have to imagine that anything that happens to you when you're in the ring and when you're out there in front of the fans, there's no stopping. There's no taking a break. There's no catching our breath. There's no yelling time, although I've seen people do it. And you just keep going. So most of the wrestling part, because of my condition, was I had to train my mind to be able to adapt to any situation. And I call it training, but it really wasn't. I went out there and I trained my body, and I put my body through abuse and training and instruction and how to do this and how to do it properly and how to set this up with this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, I feel good about the match. And I want the guy, girl that I was working to feel good about it. And if neither of us don't feel good about it, then I feel like that we slighted the fans. And these people, some of them have been really dedicated, and I'm really grateful for that. They remember me. They see all the goofy stuff, so now it's not a gimmick, it's real. I'm pretty medicated, so I think I'm being articulated, but this could all be like some big hallucination. In that case, I don't care, it's fun. So anybody, I appreciate your time, and the boys that are here and the ladies that are here, that are coming out and they're doing their work and they're getting their starts, or they've been doing it for a while, realize that everything is what you make of it. Have fun. If you're not having fun doing what you're doing, please stop. Because that good memories that you had up until the point that you weren't having fun will be salted. And you go and think back, there's no glory days if you're just, well, the end was horrible. I had a contract work in China, supposed to go over there. I got really sour. Didn't actually happen, which is probably a good thing. Promoters sucked. And then I had a slight little psychotic break, and that's why I quit. That's why I came out, sat down, I said, I want to take my meds, I want to go find therapy, I want to figure out a way that I can coexist in this world, be as happy as I can be. I love the memories, the boys, the girls, the promoters, the kids. The kids were freaking awesome. But I don't know if I'll ever do it again. I don't know if I'll be able to do it again. I hope that I will. But if that does not ever come to that, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Find a dream, sacrifice, live it. Once you reach your dream, come up with another dream, find your site, sacrifice, live that one. When that one's done, find another one. It's the best way to be immortal in yourself. It's the best way to not be stagnant in your position in life, that you can go forward and constantly be passionate about something. Young man. This is Pete. This is the real Pete. I'm going to keep repeat. Enjoy.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your part of the messages. This is a song about play. No! This is a song about being happy. That's right. It's the happy, joy song.
Hola, soy Juan Antonio Acevedo y esto es Covey Pro Wrestling. Disfruta de la acción inigualable de la lucha libre sábados de mediodía a la 1 de la tarde, solo por LA TV.
Hello, Covey Pro Nation. This is Big John Green. Hey, have you ever thought about becoming a professional wrestler, a referee, a ring announcer? If you want to get in on the action, come on down. Give us a call at 304-298-2192 or 240-421-1938. Join us at our Covey Pro Dojo for training for you to become a professional. We're located right behind the Earth Dog Cafe on 522 in beautiful downtown Berkeley Springs.
Hola amigos, soy Adriana Y si tú eres un empresario, este mensaje es para ti. Covey Pro Wrestling está cambiando la cara del entretenimiento. Cada semana le traemos no solo la mejor acción dentro del ring, sino también coberturas sobre todos los eventos más relevantes en el área y entrevistas exclusivas que no verán en ningún otro show. Los invito a que formen parte de la revolución del entretenimiento y promocionen sus productos con nosotros. Llámenme para platicar de nuestros paquetes introductorios. La información está en pantalla. La revolución del entretenimiento ya empezó. No te quedes afuera.
From the beginning of her training, she clearly had the it factor. Her determination and her will to improve and learn was second to none. You could just see that she was a very special talent. Who knew that after 15 years, we'd both be standing on the same stage celebrating this very special occasion? Let's go to the video and take a look at one spectacular athlete.
Mickie Laree James first broke into the professional wrestling business in 1999. Working and honing her craft throughout the independent circuit performing as Alexis Laree, she found moderate success in the early days of TNA wrestling, and after working hard in OVW, which at the time was WWE's developmental league based in Louisville, Kentucky, she finally got her big break and got called up to the main roster of the WWE in the fall of 2005.
I would always watch her as a kid. She's definitely one of my idols, one of my inspirations, as to why I started wrestling. Just watching her and Trish Stratus, and she's what made me say I need to do this.
I remember watching her, when she debuted in the WWE, working Monday Night Raw, and how she was better than, half the male wrestlers, if not all the male wrestlers on the show. And just multiple time WWE Women's Champion, former TNA Champion, you name it, she's done it.
She's a huge inspiration to me personally, being, hometown, not same hometown, but, same home state, I should say. From same home state, we train at the same school, both native. She's everything I could want to be and more. So it's truly an honor to meet her and get to really know who she is after watching her on TV growing up.
She immediately began working a program with Trish Stratus, which culminated with her winning the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago, Illinois. She went on to hold the WWE's Women's title and Divas title several times before departing WWE in 2010. Soon thereafter, she returned to TNA and captured the TNA Knockouts Championship. On Saturday, April 30th, 2011, she debuted for Covey Pro at All or Nothing 5 and became the first Covey Pro Women's Champion by defeating Hannah Blossom of the Blossom Twins.
I've had the pleasure to call every single Mickie James match she's had in Covey Pro. One of the greatest women champions of all time.
It's an honor, that I hold the belt now, considering she was, the first ever Covey Pro Women's Champion. She kind of opened doors for girls like me who are kind of just getting out there.
She's helped everybody in the locker room. She's one of those kind of people you can ask her something and she'll give you advice. She's one of the best women's wrestlers of all time.
Me and Mickie go way back. She was actually my trainer when I started. I wouldn't hit a female, so she made me hit a female, so to speak. She's got one of the hardest lefts in the business. She was really, really cool though. She always looked out for me. And it was always a joy to watch her work. And whenever she comes into the locker room, she makes everyone smile and makes everybody feel at home.
She also had a very memorable match with Jessie Belle McCoy at the very first Veterans Day Wrestling Extravaganza in Altoona, Pennsylvania on Veterans Day 2011.
Covey Pro first called me back in 2010, and they said, would you mind coming in? We want to put you against our champion, Mickie James. And I was like, Mickie James? WWE TNA Mickie James? And I'm like, yeah, I'll come in. And they was like, well, what do you want? And I'm like, just get me there. I'm in Florida. Bring me up. So they flew me up to Altoona, Pennsylvania, and I had a match for the Covey Pro Women's Championship against her. And, you know, it was an honor. She's amazing. She's literally one of the sweetest, nicest people in the world. She's definitely one of my, like, heroes from back when I was a younger kid watching wrestling. And, you know, it was a really, like, exciting, like, kid moment getting to wrestle with her and to beat her for the Covey Pro Women's title.
Besides being an accomplished and successful professional wrestler, she has also recently become a successful country music recording artist. Releasing 2 hit albums since 2010, she is a true pioneer in this industry and is a large part of what has made women's pro wrestling so popular today.
One of the toughest women you'll ever meet. I've seen her take things that 95% of the men I know would go, no thank you, I ain't taking that. She took it and said, do it again. She was a wonder to work with, a sweetheart, complete and total professional in the ring, complete and total professional out of the ring. She is a Hall of Famer, there's no question about that. And the women in Covey Pro, the ones who were lucky enough to work with her and meet her, you can see how they've grown just from meeting her and working with her.
I've watched a lot of her career from WWE to TNA. You know, some of her matches have been some of the best female matches I've ever seen. Not only is she a beautiful woman, but she's a beautiful work. She handles her business out there in the ring.
When you look at female wrestling and how it's evolved over the years, you go back to the Mae Youngs, the Fabulous Moolah, Wendy Richter, and then, you know, after that, it tended to get more to not necessarily the wrestling, but more about the looks. Well, Mickie kind of changed that. Not saying that Mickie doesn't have the looks, because she does, but Mickie James came in and was able to change that, because Mickie can actually wrestle. She was a female who came in and could actually wrestle. She's been to the top. She's been in the WWE. She's been in TNA. Mickie James, anything she sets her mind to, she's able to accomplish. Whether that's on the equestrian side of things, in the ring, she's went full circle, and now, you know, branched off into a successful singing career. I have the utmost respect for Mickie James and the level that she's elevated our sport to.
It is with great pride and honor that Covey Promotions officially welcomes Mickie James into the Covey Pro Hall of Fame class of 2014.
I'd like to introduce the man who has the privilege of inducting Miss James. He is the owner of Covey Pro Wrestling, but more importantly, to me at least, a real class act businessman. And as far as I can tell, he's still as tough as a Waffle House steak. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend and the owner of Covey Pro, ladies and gentlemen, Cody Covey.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. We were looking at starting a women's division. We'd never done a women's division before. And I just thought, man, it would be great if we could get a women's division started, create a women's title, and what better way to debut Mickie James than have her come in and wrestle for our very first inaugural women's championship match. And at All or Nothing 5, 3 years ago, she did just that, and it was outstanding, and it ended with Mickie James becoming the very first Covey Pro Women's Champion. The next time she came into Covey Pro was another very, very special event for this company. It was an event that we started. This was the inaugural year back in 2011. It was the very first Covey Pro Veterans Day Wrestling Extravaganza. A lot of you Covey Pro guys already know where I'm going. Mickie was scheduled that night to wrestle Jessie Bell for the Women's Championship and defend the Covey Pro Women's Championship. Unfortunately, a glitch in security or something happened where the girls had their own locker room to the side. And long story short, some person made their way into the women's locker room, and Mickie James's purse came up missing before intermission at the show. Me and Greg Miller are definitely not Mickie James's two favorite people at this point. So, thank God for Greg Miller, my business partner. There was a woman there that was suspicious that Greg actually got a chance to talk to. There you are, Greg, I was looking for you. And I remember he just come to me, he's like, Cody, she's lying. He's like, I know that's the one that did it. So we kind of had an idea at the time, but she was claiming that she didn't take it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And she seemed like she was real anxious all of a sudden to get out of the building. Thank God it was Veterans Day. Thank God it was an armory. Thank God I'm a veteran and I know how to talk to these guys, because we got every National Guard soldier in that building tonight to put that building on lockdown. Nobody came in, nobody got out. And the show actually stopped for a good 20 to 30 minutes. There was no action. I went out to the ring. I offered amnesty to anybody, no harm, no foul. As long as whoever produces the purse doesn't mean, you're guilty by any means. We just need the purse back. And of course, Mickie, I can only imagine. I mean, my God, her ID, her credit cards, her money, everything. Not to mention, I think she had a pay-per-view in Orlando the next day for TNA. We're thinking, how the hell are we going to get her to Orlando? Can't get her a flight. She doesn't have an ID. Who the hell is going to drive her from Altoona, Pennsylvania to Orlando, Florida? I would. Anyway, because of these soldiers putting this building on lockdown, it made the individual that took the purse a little antsy, and she tried to make a run for it. She decided she was going to try to make a run for it against the U.S. Army's finest. Long story short, her boyfriend confessed, and Greg Miller and myself was able to recover the purse with all the items back in it. It was in the trunk of somebody's car already. The guy walked us out to the trunk of the car, give us the purse back. And I remember getting handed the purse, walking around back, and Mickie's at the curtain. She's waiting. She's still going out to work her match after all this, by the way. She hasn't wrestled yet. Still willing to go out and perform, total professional. And I remember just walking up behind her. She's standing at the court, and I tapped her on the shoulder. And she turned around, and I'm just standing there with this purse. And her eyes just lit up. Her face just grinning ear to ear. And she hugged me, and she thanked me so much. And I just thank God for Greg Miller and the National Guard soldiers at that unit. Because that was a 1 in a million chance. A 1 in a million chance of recovering that purse. But Covey Pro did it. Something else that we found out recently is Berkeley Springs is definitely her favorite small town, independent town to work and to wrestle in, because her and her mom, Sandy, have such a good time here. Let's hear it for Mom. I know they really enjoy going to the spas. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you right now, in my, Cody Covey's opinion, both personally as well as professionally, the greatest female talent to ever grace this business that we call professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the one, the only, Mickie James.
I don't even know what to say to that. I know, I was tearing up back there between Pat and then Cody. I mean, I just want to say that I'm truly honored to be standing up here today and for all of those wonderful words, even if they were all lies. I really appreciate it. And I did get everything back from that night except for my sunglasses. I was still looking for those. It was Versace on the side, I think is what you said. No, I've been very blessed in my career. 15 years is a very, very long time, and it was a lot of work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I know it's a bit cliche to say, but it's very true. And I bless like a lot of my success in the fact that my grandmother is probably the toughest woman I've ever known in my life. I grew up on a horse farm, and that was my weekends and my summers, and it definitely taught me responsibility, because everything that I wanted, I had to earn and I had to work for. I wasn't allowed to just get up on the horse and ride anytime I wanted. I still had to feed it and clean the stalls and do all this stuff and ride every other horse except for my horse before I could actually ride the one that I wanted. And saying that, like, she just taught me a lot and how to go after things and to work hard and how much hard work really pays off in the end, because in the end, we got to do the horse shows and I did really, really well in them. And so I have to say thanks, Carmel, for that. And I also want to thank my mom, who's sitting in the front row, because, yeah, my mom's a saint. She is an absolute saint, but she actually taught me to believe in myself and to never take no for an answer in anything, and to go after everything that you want wholeheartedly and just with love and passion. Not a lot of people know this, but I was ready to quit. I'd been sitting in Louisville for 2 years, and I was helping train. At that time, it was the Diva Search that was a really big popular thing at the time. And so I was training, help training Michelle McCool and Maria Kanellis and all these beautiful, stunning women how to grab a headlock. And then they were all on TV, and here I am in Louisville. And which is amazing. I mean, I owe Louisville and Danny Davis an incredible amount. I really grew as a person, as a woman, and as a performer. But it was just, I got a bit frustrated, and I went home, and I took a break, and I went home. Tommy Dreamer told me to go home and take a break. I went home and was like, Mom, I just don't, it's been 7 years, and I've really plugged away, and I kept giving it, and I just feel like maybe me being a wrestler, like, that's not what they really want. Like, if I was a model, or if I was something else than a wrestler, then I would actually have been on TV already. And she's like, you've given up so much, and you've gone so far, you've gone further than anyone's ever imagined that you would ever go. It was about, 3 months later when I had this really cool idea, and I pitched it, and I sent it out to the writers, and the next thing I know, I heard that Vince really liked this idea. I was like, oh God. So Michael Hayes comes to me, and he's like, we were in Cincinnati at the time, and he's like, so we read your idea, kid, and I think you should go and make sure you tell Vince that you wrote that idea and that you're the one for the job. And I go, are you serious? I'm like, okay. So wait for the end of Raw, and this, being at TVs is an amazing experience in its own. It's already overwhelming. You're there, The Rock's going past. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Stone Cold's going, nice to meet you. Again, I know it's the 10th time that you don't remember me, so it's okay. And I had to, so I waited outside of Vince's office after the show was over. And it's like, it felt like an eternity, but it was probably at least an hour. And here he comes, and I'm like, Mr. McMahon, can I have a moment of your time? He's like, oh, sure, kid, come on in. So I come in, and he's like, what's up? I was in glasses, I don't know if you know. Okay. I was like, well, I heard that you read my storyline that I wrote. I wrote like 18 weeks of TV. I thought I was really doing something. Like I was going to have a second job as a writer after this. I was like, I heard you read my storyline and that you really liked it. And he goes, oh yeah, it was pretty good. And I go, okay, well, I just want you to know that character, I know that character, I created that character, I know the character inside and out, and there's nobody that can play that character like me. So if you want to do that and that's what you want to do, I'm ready tomorrow. He's like, wow, you got cojones, kid. That's not what he said verbatim, but I was like, thanks, thank you. It's like, okay. And then off I went. scared, almost peeing my pants. And then it was like, I still went back and it was like 6 months later, and here we are, October 5th. And I get a call and it's like, we want you at Raw. I was like, okay. Mind you, this is probably about the 10th time I was supposed to be at Raw and debut, so I didn't bother to tell anybody this time because I was like, oh, I'll jinx it again. And so here comes October 9th, and I go to Raw, and it's about 5 minutes before I'm supposed to go out in the curtain, and I text my mom and I text my dad, and I'm like, make sure you're watching tonight, like, it's gonna be really awesome. And that was my first night on TV. After all this stuff, it was like this culmination of everything, and I finally debuted, and it was a long journey, but it was a beautiful journey, and it was my journey, so yay! Thank you. And I mean, God, I could sit here all night thanking people for who's helped, like, me along the way. No, we'll be here for the rest of the night, and let's face it, you guys will fall asleep. But I will say, I think one thing that I learned from the Get Start was, when I got into business, I didn't want to be a really great female wrestler. I didn't want to be really great for the females division. I wanted to be a really good wrestler, the best wrestler. Whether I was female or male, I wanted to be able to go in there and stand toe-to-toe with man or woman and be just as good, if not better, than each and every one of them. And if I had to steal the show, you know, that's your job as a performer. We all want to steal the show. You know, you have to know your position on where you are and everything else, but at the same time, when you have the spotlight, that's your spotlight. And whether it's for 30 seconds or it's 10 minutes, that's yours. That's your moment. And you can only shine like you know how, right? And so, since I trained with all men, I didn't get to train with a lot of women. There was very few women when I was first started. So I trained with all guys, and they beat the crap out of me every time. But it taught me a lot, and I appreciate it in the end, because at the end of the day, I got really good. I got to become like one of the best females up there, and I'm, you know, very honored to be able to say that, and to have people have said that about me, you know, and that same category, it put me in a echelon with, you know, people who I looked up to the Litas, to the Trish Stratuses, and I got to work with them on their way out, and that was an enormous honor for me. So if I can have, you know, perhaps pass a bit of that on to somebody else and have that moment for somebody else, that means the world to me. To be able to share something, or to, you know, ignite somebody's dream or passion, because there is no dream too big or too small. They're all our dreams, and they're all achievable if you believe it. And I believe that, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're gonna have fun. Yay!